Hi guys, Michael's other half here. Today we're going to make a seafood dish with some shrimp. It's going to have zucchini noodles with pesto, pistachio, and avocado as the bed that the sauteed shrimp is going to go on. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make it in case you want to give it a try the next time you end up with a bunch of shrimp. Unfortunately, we didn't catch any this week, so we're going to go ahead and use the shrimp from the grocery store. But nonetheless, it's probably going to taste just as good, at least we hope so. So if you want to just follow along. Okay, here's what we have. I've got this raw shrimp. It was buy one get one free this week at Winn-Dixie. Altogether maybe about $13.99, I want to say. I did the 21 to 30 size shrimp. It's a good size. It does say that it's peeled and deveined, but I can tell you from experience it's never completely clean, so we're going to go ahead and do that first. We've got some fresh basil from the garden, some zucchini, lemons because we'll need some lemon zest, and then the stuff that you see in the background, I'm going to be making a coffee bread pudding for dessert. The coffee bread pudding is going to be made with vanilla and butter pound cake, some coffee, and we'll have a caramel coffee sauce to go on top. So that's why you see all that stuff in the back. But for the main dish, we've got the pesto. I'm cheating. Instead of making my own, this one's $2 a can or jar. And then we had the zucchini. They were 2 for $1. And then we've got lemons, 2 for $1. The basil, like I said, came from the garden. And then the shrimp. So I'm going to go ahead, stop the video for now, clean the shrimp, and show you what it looks like when I'm done. I'm a little fussy when it comes to shrimp. I don't know about you all, but I want to make sure that it's completely clean. So I went ahead and did that. So we're going to put that in the refrigerator and leave that sit, and I'm going to go ahead and start on the bread pudding because that's going to need to soak for a little while. Okay, I've got the shrimp sitting over in the sink, and now we're going to go ahead and start on the zucchini noodles. We've got 4 different zucchinis. They're all about this size. And I've got my favorite vegetable peeler. I got it years ago at the Pocono Mountain flea market. Most people may have this one at home. You can use this kind, but since you're making zucchini noodles, I recommend trying to use a bigger peeler if you can. This one actually works very well. It has a good grip on it, and it prevents a lot of injuries. So we're going to go ahead and just run, after I wash the zucchini of course, run the vegetable peeler down the side of it and make all 4 of them into some noodles, and we'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. Okay, we're still working on the zucchini. This is what the noodles will look like, long strips like this. You can see we're making progress. I've got just a few more to go. Now, as you're making them, you're going to eventually get to the seeds. See the seeds? You want to stop when you get to that point, because having the seeds there will make the noodles fall apart. So instead of wasting this, what I'm going to do when I'm finished making the noodles is just chop it up into chunks, and that way we can have squash as a separate side dish sometime later this week. That's pretty much that so far. Okay, just a quick word on zucchini noodle prep. Once the zucchini noodles are all sliced up and stuck into a bowl, you want to go ahead and add a ½ teaspoon of salt. The salt's going to draw the water out of it, which is important to do because later on you're going to saute the noodles in a pan with some garlic shrimp, and if there's too much water still in the noodles, you could end up having a kitchen fire, and nobody wants to have that. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt in there and then wrap the bowl with some saran wrap and pop it in the fridge until I'm ready to put the noodles in the pan. This is the fresh basil from the garden. I went ahead and washed it. Now I'm going to pull the leaves off and chop them up into ribbons and set that aside in one of my little ramekins so that I have that when it's time to go ahead and throw it into the dish. And next up, we're going to go ahead and zest some lemons and cut up the avocado. Alright, we've gone ahead and taken the zest off of 2 lemons. I've set that aside. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut up the lemons and put them in this juicer that I have. It's a really old one, but it still works. May not look pretty, but it gets the job done. It's a Hamilton Beach. I'm going to extract what lemon juice I can because I don't believe in wasting anything. And then we're going to go ahead and proceed on with prepping for the rest of the dish. Okay, I went ahead and juiced one of the lemons. That's what you see here. There's the zest from both and the chopped up basil ribbon. And then I left a few lemon slices here that I'm going to go ahead and use as a garnish. I didn't want to juice up everything. So we're going to go ahead and package them all up and put them in the refrigerator and let them sit for just a moment. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the dressing for the zucchini noodles. It consists of the olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, basil, nuts, lemon juice, salt, and peppers, sort of like a pesto, give or take. And I'm going to combine that with the store-bought pesto that I got and use that to jazz up the noodles. We're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, that's what it looks like. Now we're going to go ahead and put that in the fridge and then pull out the shrimp. I want to go ahead and season that up a little bit with some Old Bay and then put that back in the fridge and wait until Michael comes home to go ahead and cook it. Shrimp never, as you know, takes that long to cook, so we want to wait and do that at the last minute so that everything is nice and fresh. The bread pudding, that's in the oven. That's working its way through the cooking process, and my caramel coffee sauce is ready. So all that's left for me to do is finish up the dishes and set the table and wait for him to come home before I go ahead and finish putting this meal together for us. Stay tuned.
Look, Pablo's getting love.